Okay, so I started mounting the radio in my bike. This is the one I just made. Now, you're going to see the cable goes underneath this frame. If you have to, if you can't get the cable through there, there's 4 bolts. One, there's 2. See that bolt right there? There's one on that side and one on the top. 4 bolts, and you could literally pick up this whole fairing a couple inches. Very easy to do, and you could pass the wire through there. Now you want the wire to go above your handlebars. You can't see it, well, there's a gap in there. You can see the wire goes above the handlebar. Simple. Now also, before you mount your radio, you're going to have a tab right here. It's just sticking out, a piece of plastic. You want to cut that so that the radio, when you put it in, it won't hit. It'll be nice and flush. Okay? Let me show you the front. Okay, so I ran the wire through the front, and here's my faceplate. I taped off the faceplate so I don't scratch it until I'm completed. Now, yours is going to have a quick connect here, so yours is going to be easier than mine. I had to actually pass my radio through and out, and yours is going to have a quick connect, so you're going to just plug it in and mount it right on, so it makes it much easier. I just didn't need it, the quick connect, so I figured I'll save it so I can build another radio with it to get another radio out quicker. I am going to put a dab of Goop here and a dab of Goop here. Then I'm going to put my faceplate on here, and I'm just going to kind of put it in place, and then I'm going to wrap it with electrical tape around this whole unit, around the whole back. I'll show you that in a little bit. Alright, before I go even further, this wire and harness was already in my bike because I did have another Kenwood radio in there. Now it looks like a big mess, but trust me, it's simple. See all these caps on here I put on? These are not being used. These are all my speaker wires coming out of the radio. I'm not using them because I'm using amplifiers, so I'm just using my RCA cables, and you could see that right here. Okay, so again, this radio right here only has 4 wires hooked up to it. My ground, 12 volt positive constant, 12 volt switched, and my remote turn on wire to my amplifier. That's it. There's a wiring harness here, and I'll give you the diagram, the pinout, so you know what colors to tap into. And it's that simple. And I'm going to just put the radio up here and use this plumber strap and strap it across. Let me install it, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So again, you're going to have your factory radio here, the amplifier. You're going to take off the 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3. Disconnect the harness on the side. Your whole radio comes out, and you will be left with an open space like this. Again, don't forget to trim this little tab. You could just use a pair of pliers or just cut it off with a blade, because now this radio will fit absolutely perfect. And just back off this screw here and this screw here. You're going to reuse it. Just get plumber strap and strap it across and use the same bolts back in. Let me put that on and show you. Actually, before I show you that, here's my ASWC-1 access box right here. Now this thing is like $42 on eBay shipped. I'm not selling it with the radio because it's just not worth it for me, because I'm going to end up charging you like 60 bucks for it because I want to make some money on it. So you might as well just buy it on eBay, because I really can't install it for you. It's 4 wires, and there's really nothing that gets wired into the radio. It's getting wired into your harness. You're going to just put 12 volt switched with your other radio, 12 volt switched, your ground, and then there's a signal cable on a harness on the side. Again, I'll give you a link to a video on it, and it's just 4 wires, and it comes with the instructions to program it. It's very simple. So people are asking me, are you selling it with the control box? Well, I'm going to end up charging you like an extra 20 bucks for it, and there's no need for that. So just buy it on your own, because you're going to have to install it on your own anyway. Right? So it just doesn't pay for me to sell them. Okay, let me put the radio in. Alright, I'm going to try to do this video while I'm doing it. All I did was put a piece of strap across to the same holes, and I'm just going to tighten this up. going to tighten up these two bolts. I'm going to start this one here and this guy right here. And the radio will be strapped in there. It's not going anywhere. Hang on. Okay, here's where we're at. I mounted the radio in. Here's the plumber strap. And again, this radio is not going anywhere. Just put the strap across it. You can see it fits perfect right next to the speedometer plug. My RCA cables are facing down with the antenna, and you can just make this wire face up and bring it alongside. Now, I'm going to show you a cover I made to help. Yes, it's marine grade, but it does not hurt to put some kind of cover across, you know, because when you wash your bike, where the windshield meets the fairing, there's a gap here. It is a marine grade radio, but prevent what you can. So this is what I did. Here's my cover. I put a piece of plastic under it. Actually, it's from a sign, and all I did was hot glue it right to it. So this is what it looks like. Here, it's going to look something like this. It's going to cover the whole radio. See that? So I advise to do that because of the gap here. Now when the water comes down, it'll never hit the radio. And again, this is a marine grade amplifier. I'm not worried about that. But I would definitely put a little cover. I mean, a piece of plastic, anything. That would be something I would definitely recommend. There you go. I just want to show you the controls with the ASWC.
Tell your friends it was nice to meet them.
I could advance track.
What are you looking at?
Number 2. Volume. Mute. That's mode. You could change the mode. Sorry, I got cut off there for a second. So, my factory controls work with that ASWC1 box. Again, it's very simple to install. It's a nice feature to have. All right, I'm gonna add the Goop now. I'm gonna show you how to do that, and we're gonna let it dry. Let me go ahead and shut it off. All right, so here's the Goop. Home Depot sells it. And again, I'm just gonna do a dab, a little bit here and a little bit on that switch. It only takes a little bit. And when I put the faceplate on, I'm gonna put it in and I'm gonna slide it to my left as much as I can until the wires hit. And it's pretty close to being perfect. It'll look like that. I can't do this with the camera because I need both hands to install this. So let me put it on, and then you're gonna see it all taped up when I'm done. So hang on. Real quick before I put it on, it's all I put. A dab there and a dab here. All right, I'm gonna put it on. Hang on. And then when you're done, just clean the edges. Okay, I'm gonna tape it on now. Hang on. All right, this thing is all secured in place. I mean, do whatever it takes. Look what I did. I wrapped it around like 4 or 5 times, nice and tight, and then I put tape on the sides and stretched it up and around here to give pressure to keep it pulled up. Same thing on this side. So it's in a perfect position, and it'll dry there. I'm gonna give it a couple hours. I'm in no rush. It's gonna be solid. Trust me, you're not gonna be able to move it. And if you ever did want to remove it, what is nice about this stuff, you take a heat gun and point it right here for like 3 seconds, and then it weakens that goop, and you could pull it off, and it will take the goop off with it, and it'll leave no residue on your bike. So this stuff is pretty amazing. It dries really strong, but again, you need a heat gun to weaken it. So if it's sitting in the sun, it's not going to get weak. You need like 500 degrees, 400 degrees to weaken it. That's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my fairing back on, and here's my cover. You can see that. Definitely make a cover. It takes a couple minutes, so why not? It even covers my amplifier. The water will trickle down. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start building them, and just let me know.